World Series is on the air. This is Tyson broadcasting the play-by-play description of the third game of the 1936 World Series from the Yankee Stadium, New York, through the networks of the National Broadcasting Company. The first three innings play-by-play will be described by Tom Manning of WTAM. The second three innings by Red Barber of WLW, and the last three by myself. But before the game starts, we wish to introduce to you at this time Warren Brown, sports expert of the Chicago Herald-Examiner. Warren Brown, thanks.
Thank you, Ty. The World Series this afternoon comes to the Yankee Stadium, the home of the American League champions. The first appearance of the players here in this 1936 World Series, which is now deadlocked at one game each for Yankees and Giants. I'm going to turn this over now to Tom Manning, who will give you the lineup and get us going for this third game of the 1936 World Series.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, of course, as Warren Brown told you, we are over at Yankee Stadium, an enormous structure. I'm going to give you just a bit of a picture of the field. Directly down the right field foul line, there is a little fence down there approximately 4 feet high. It is 296 feet to the corner. Then, of course, the wall slants off over in direct right field. It is 367 feet. In right center, about 407 feet. The wall is about 20 feet high. Directly from home plate through the pitcher's box out over second. Direct center field, in other words, is 461 feet. In direct left field, it is 415 feet, with a barrier out there about 4 feet high. And the same dimension as in right field, about 295 feet to the direct left field corner. Now here we have the lineup of the afternoon. Warming up down in front of us for the American League New York Yankees is Irving Thump Hadley. Heavy set boy, he's a right-hander. On the other side of home plate, that's Freddie Fitzsimmons, also a right-hander. That's what it looks like at the moment. Hadley for the Yankees and Fitzsimmons for the Giants. The lineup for the Giants: Moore, left field, Moore. Martell, short, Bartell. Terry, first, Terry. Ox, right field, Ott. In center field, Ripple, Ripple. Behind the bat, Mancuso, Mancuso. At second base, Whitehead, Whitehead. At third base will be Captain Jackson, Jackson. And the pitcher, Fitzsimmons, Fitzsimmons. Now the Yankee lineup. Looking down on the field at the moment, the umpires are standing in front of the Yankee dugout, which is along third base. They have not come up to the plate yet, but they will in a moment. The lineups will be given the umpires by Lou Gehrig, the captain of the Yankees, and Travis Jackson, the captain of the Giants. Gehrig and Jackson are down there in a conference with the umpires, so I'll give you the Yankee lineup. It's Crosetti, short, Crossetti. Rolfe, third base, Rolfe. In center field, DiMaggio, Dimaggio. At first base, Gehrig. Behind the bat, Dickey. In right field will be George Selkirk, Selkirk. In left field, Jakey Powell, Powell. At second base, Lazzeri, Lazzeri. And the starting Yankee pitcher will be Hadley, Hadley. All right, here's the picture that we have. A capacity house here in Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium over in the Bronx is much larger than the Polo Grounds. Yes, it's plenty larger. I believe that upwards of 65,000. We'll give you the exact figures a little later on in the afternoon. Looking down at the field now, the four umpires, Major Kirk and Furman of the National League, Geisel and Summers of the American League, are having a little conference about 20 feet on the third base side of home plate with Gehrig and Jackson. The photographers are leaving the field. Most of the New York Yankees, who are the home club today, they'll be wearing their white uniforms. Their uniform is striped in black. They have black caps on, black numerals, black stockings, and black caps. Today, the Giants, they have been wearing the white and blue uniform during the first two games. they will occupy the first base dugout. They'll have their gray road uniform trimmed in very bright blue. The conference is still going on as we gaze about the Yankee Stadium here. It's a three-decker, you know. They have the main floor, the mezzanine, and then the upper balcony. The open bleachers out there that seat upwards of around 15,000, 18,000 people. Every inch of that space has been jammed. It has been utterly impossible to procure a ticket here in New York for this particular game since day before yesterday. It's a complete sellout. As we gaze here from our lofty perch in the press box, you know, thousands of people are going to be able to see this ball game this afternoon free of charge. All the tenement houses are all the way from right field out through center and over and left. And thousands of those people are going to be standing in those windows, up on the roofs, and on the fire escapes and so forth. They tell me that some of the occupants of those tenement houses are charging as high as $1 for that lofty perch. It's removed, of course. It's probably 800 feet away from home plate. But they don't care. They couldn't get in the park, and they're mighty happy that they're getting a glimpse of Yankee Stadium. There's a signal. Listen to the applause. The Yankees take the field. Now the umpires are scattering. Major Kurt was adjusting his paraphernalia. You know, the umpires wear their shin guards under their trousers and also their chest protector. They're in a very dangerous spot. One of the fine things of this game, nobody has received any particular injury, and the managers McCarthy and Terry are able to start the lineup that they started in the first game. Bump Harvey is out there now, and he tosses the first practice pitch to his catcher, Bill Dickey. Joe Moore, the giant left fielder, who will lead off, left-hand batter, now walked out of the dugout, and there it is. Play ball. Moore is in the box. Hadley starts his lineup, and the ball game is on. Here it is. A strike. He swings hard and misses. That was Joe Moore, left-hand batter, left fielder of the Giants, leading off this afternoon before this tremendous crowd here at Yankee Stadium. And the first pitch of Hadley is a swinging strike, the wind-up. There's a drive that's foul. Terrific drive down left field. It curves into the open boxes, and there's a scramble on for that old ball. Pushing each other around. A little bit cooler out here today, in spite of the fact that it's a very bright, ideal baseball day. It is just a little bit cooler than the day we had over at the Polo Grounds yesterday. It's ball one and strike one, and here's the pitch. It's ball two. 2-1 the count. Joe Moore, left field of the Giants, is first up. Strike two and ball one. 2-1. It's a base hit. It's a base hit. Moore is rounding first. Goff retrieves the ball, returns it to Lazzari at second. Joe Moore is safe at first, and the first hit of the afternoon. Boy, you can tell from the applause that went up then that there are plenty of Giant fans here in the Yankee Stadium this afternoon. That was a hard-hit ball that third baseman Redroth dove for. He got his gloved hand on it, floated up a little bit, and the ball was retrieved by left fielder Powell. That's his first hit of the series, the first hit for Joe Moore. Bartell is up, he lays down a bunt. Hadley comes up with the ball, the play is at first, he is out. Dick Bartell laid the first ball down, a nice bunt to the first base side of the pitcher. Bump Hadley went over, picked it up with his gloved hand, juggled it a moment, then tossed to Gary. Bill Terry gets this round of applause. The manager of the Giants, Bill Terry. Boy, what enthusiasm we're having here. Fans are really all hopped up now with this World Series of 1936. At one game for the Giants and one for the Yankees. First inning, one man out. We have Moore on second and Bill Terry at bat. There's the stretch. Here it is. It's a strike. A beautiful curved ball tossed in there by Hadley, and Bill Terry kept his bat on his shoulder. Terry has had 4 base hits out of 9 trips to the plate in the series so far. Strike one on Bill Terry, a left-hand batter. Moore is on second, one out the pitch. Strike two. He swings. Bill Dickey dropped the ball. It rolled about 2 or 3 feet away, but Moore made no attempt to advance. Bill Terry is up, and Melvin Ott, a great favorite here in New York, just hanging around. Hadley, you know, is a right-hand pitcher. The stretch. It's strike two on Terry. There's a a smash into center field. DiMaggio coming in. It's a base hit. He has it. Here's the throw. Moore holds up at third base. That throw was cut off in the pitcher's box by Crosetti. That was a swooping line drive that went into medium center field. Joe DiMaggio came in fast, picked it up on the first hop, and now we have Moore on third base. Bill Terry on first. His fifth hit of the series. Mel Burnett coming up. Lou Gehrig has walked over to the pitcher's box and is uttering words of encouragement, I'm sure, to the Yankee pitcher, Bump Hadley. Bump goes back to the box, picks up the rosin bag, has his glove off. He's tossing the ball from one hand to another at the moment. Bill Dickey walks out in front of a plate. Mel Burnett steps into the batter's box, taps the hickory on the plate. Now he's pumping that old bat up and down, facing Hadley. There's the stretch. Terry on first, Moore on third, the pitch. It's outside. Ball one. Fans are still in expectancy for the moment now with runners on first and third. It's the first inning of this third ball game of the World Series. There's the stretch. Here it is. It's a bounding ball down short. Crosetti has it, steps on second, throws to first, a double play. There you have it, hats waving out there in the open bleachers. Fans here all giving the boys a big hand. That picture, you know, with Terry on first and Moore on third. Mel Burnett drove a bounding ball fairly fast down toward second base. Frank Crosetti, the Yankee shortstop, picked it up, ran over, tagged second base, whipped the ball over to Gehrig, and it was a double play executed like lightning. Yes, sir, that didn't take very long to get the Giants out of the way. After they had men on first and third, that double play was disastrous and very well executed by Crosetti. Moore first up that off with a base knock. Bartell then laid down a sacrifice and was out Hadley to Gehrig. Bill Terry smacked that single into center field, putting Moore on third, and then Mel Burnett came up and hit into that double play. No runs and 2 hits for the Giants in the first inning. That's Buddy Fitzsimmons, right-hander. Stocky Bill Foy is in the box for the Giants, and Gus Mancuso will do the catching behind the bat. Frank Crosetti, right-hand batter, Yankee shortstop, will be first up. The umpire, of course, will allow the pitcher several extra warm-up tosses in the first inning, as they usually do. Mancuso whips that ball down to second, where it is taken by Whitehead to Bartell to Jackson, then back to Buddy Fitzsimmons. Crosetti is leaning on his bat now and picking the mire off his spikes with his hand. Now he's in the box, taps the bat on the plate. Fitzsimmons gets his signal. Now he's on the rubber, and here's the windup. It's Frank Crosetti, the pitch, strike. Strike one. Crosetti turned all the way around on his right toe and hitting that ball. Took a terrific cut at the first ball fixed. Again, we have Fletcher coaching at third, Earl Combs at first. Here's the pitch. Ball one, a curved ball that broke outside, and the count, ball one and strike one. Frank Crosetti, leadoff man for the New York Yankees in the last half of the first inning. No score as yet. Ball one and strike one. Third baseman, Red Rolfe, next. It's a strike. Oh. Strike two and ball one. Buddy Fitzsimmons with this sharp-breaking curveball that was felt high over the inside corner. It is now strike two and ball one. Fitzsimmons winds up. It's a high fly ball into right field. Ott is standing on the cinder track. Under it, he has it. One gone. Frank Crosetti leading off. Slide to Mellott in right field. Giants has played a bit of cover as that ball was returned to the infield to Terry, and they shot it around the infield with the rapidity of lightning. One gone, nobody on. Red Rolfe. Yankee third baseman, left-hand batter. In the batter's box with one out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. It's a ball. That was a curved ball that broke just a little bit outside. Gus Mancuso caught the ball with his glove hand only. There's the stretch and the windup. Ball two. That was a fast ball that missed the outside corner of the plate, and the count on Red Rolfe. Ball two. Last half of the first inning. One gone. Nobody on. Coming. 3. That was too low, over the plate, but too low. And Rolfe with the count 2-0. Stuck his bat out as if to lay down a bunt, throwing Jackson in, but he pulled the bat away, and the count is 3-0. Fitzsimmons now is tossing that ball into his gloved hand. Now the windup. It's a strike. The old automatic strike. That ball right down the alley, dove high, and with the count 3-0, Rolfe took it, and now it is 3-1. It is strike 2. But he didn't have any hooks on that one. Just a fast one right down the center. The count is 3-2. 3-2 the count. Now out is playing pretty deep for Rolfe. Playing almost out to the wall, about 20 feet in front of the wall out there. Pretty close to the line, as it were. 3-2, here it is. The bounding ball down first. Terry takes it. Terry runs for the bag, steps on it to put out unassisted. 2 men out, nobody on. Here comes Joe DiMaggio to bat. Joe's a right-hand batter. The outfielder's moving back a little bit for Joe. What a brilliant catch that was to win that ball game yesterday. That ball that was hit there by Lieber yesterday was easily 450 or 60 feet from home plate. 483 feet out to the center field barrier. He wasn't very far from there. Those familiar with the Polo Grounds, it was right at the edge of the steps leading up to the dressing room. Ready to pitch now with 2 outs. Last half of the first, nobody on, no score. The windup, DiMaggio. It's a strike. Nice curve ball that broke over the outside corner for a called strike. There's the signal, the windup. DiMaggio bats. It's a strike call. I believe DiMaggio was waiting for a fast ball inside that time. At least he looked like he was a little bit further removed from the plate. But he got a hook, and the count is strike 2. Here it is. Ball 1. DiMaggio took almost a half swing at that one, changed his mind as the ball broke outside, and the count is strike 2 and ball 1. Fitzsimmons on the rubber and the windup. It's a fly ball in back of second base. Whitehead backing up under it. Whitehead has it. That's all for the Yankees in the first inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Cozzetti first up. Slide to Mella. Rolfe was out. Terry unassisted. And DiMaggio plays a pop fly in back of second base. It was taken by Whitehead. No runs, no hits, and no errors. At the end of the first inning, the Giants have 2 hits. Of course, the Yankees have none. Into the first half of the second, and Ripple, who has replaced Lieber out in center field against the right-hand pitching of Hadley, will lead off. Jim Ripple. Boy, Lieber hit several balls pretty hard yesterday. Jimmy Ripple with big number 23 on his back. Umpire Major Chris now is walking out there, has asked for the ball for a moment, wants to give that ball an inspection, and Bump Hadley tosses it in there to Dickey. Dickey tosses it to Major Kirk, takes a look at it. It's okay, tosses it back to Dickey, who in turn shoots it out to Hadley. Ripple, Jimmy Ripple, a left-hand batter, steps into the batter's box. Dickey squats down. The umpire takes his position behind the catcher. A wind-up, and we're off. Ball 1. A curved ball that was inside. Jimmy Ripple stepping away from the plate and taking it. First half of the second inning, no score as yet. Giants batting, and Ripple is up. There's a long drive, high and far into right center field with Selkirk and DiMaggio going over. Selkirk has it. Ripple. Slide high to George Selkirk in right center field. Gus Mancuso coming up. Gus has a lot of friends here in New York. Hundreds of them are giving him a little hand clapping as he steps to the plate, hollering, "Come on, Gus." First half of the second inning, 1 out and nobody on. Hadley pitching for the Yanks and Dickey catching. The windup. It's a foul over in back of first base. Strike 1. Quite a scramble on for that ball. Umpire has tossed out a new ball. Hadley has it now, rubbing it up a little bit. Gus Mancuso at bat, the count strike 1. Here it is. Strike 2. Desperate to swing at that one and missed, and the count is 2-0. Hadley, a right-hander. Starts his windup, and here it is. Outside. Ball one. And the count on Mancuso. Strike two and ball one. At Yankee infielders, Gehrig, Lazzeri, Cosetti, and Walt. One man out. First half of the second inning. Nobody on. Mancuso is up. Strike two, ball one. Has a drive out to DiMaggio in center. He's coming in under it. DiMaggio takes it. Mancuso lined out to DiMaggio in short left center field. 2 outs, nobody on. Burgess Whitehead, Giant second baseman, coming up. Standing there now with the bat knocking the dirt off his shoes. Now into the batter's box. First half of the second inning. No score as yet. 2 outs and nobody on. Hadley winding up. It's a foul strike. Whitehead attempted to get out of the way of that pitch. It was coming right at his head. As he ducked away, it accidentally hit his bat, rolled over toward the Giant dugout, and it's a foul, strike one. It is ball one. A curveball has failed to catch the inside corner, and the count is ball one and strike one. Ball one, strike one. As it drives to right field, it's curving foul. It is foul. Foul by about 10 yards down on the right field corner. And the count is strike two and ball one. First half of the second inning, 2 men out. Umpire Major Kurtz. Major's getting a new supply of baseballs. Mascot goes up and assists him, and now we're ready to go again. First half of the second, 2 out, nobody on. Here we are. Another foul. That one is upstairs into the laps of the spectators. Strike two and ball one. Hadley looking out towards center field at the moment. Now back on the rubber. Strike two and ball one. The windup. There's a bounding ball down to Lazzeri. Lazzeri has it. The toss. He's out. Burgess Whitehead making the third out of the inning. A ground ball that was taken by Lazzeri to Gehrig. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Triple first up, slide to right, Mancuso flies to center, and Whitehead out second to first. There's not an available inch of space here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. Those who missed our opening description have been trying to get tickets, I believe, for several days here for the opening game in Yankee Stadium. Thousands and thousands of folks from nearby cities to New York could not get in on account of their work during the first 2 games, have all flooded into New York City, and are trying frantically to get tickets for today and tomorrow's game. The next 3 games will be played here at Yankee Stadium, and then, of course, the teams will move back to the Polo Grounds. Lou Gehrig, mighty Lou Gehrig, a great favorite here in New York, will lead off for the Yankees in the last half of the second. Sonny Fitzsimmons, right-hander, winds up on the pitch. Strike call. That was a slow, fading curveball that broke on the inside corner. Gehrig stepping away and taking it. They've been feeding Gehrig slow, sweeping curves all through the series. Here it is. It's a strike. It's a strike call. Apparently, Gehrig was waiting for another slow curveball, but Fitz tossed him up, and he burnt one right through the center. Seemed to have Gehrig a bit off balance. The count is 2-0. The windup and the pitch. It's a foul. Back. Count remains strike two. Yankee catcher Bill Dickey in the extra batter's box there, waiting to come up next. This is eyeing Gehrig plenty with a count strike two. He leads off, you know. Here's the pitch. It's strike two. Ball one. Almost over the catcher's head. And the count on Gehrig is strike two and ball one. Just imagine, if you will, the hearts of these New Yorkers here in this World Series having to take their choice between Gehrig and the Giants. The pitch, it's a ball. Strike two and ball two. 2-2. Not uncommon for them to be unable to make up their minds to pick a choice of their favorite in this series. Both teams from New York. Strike 2 and ball 2. This is getting his signal. Starts his windup 2-2. Coming. There's a long drive. It's foul. Roar from the crowd. Gary got a hold of that one and drove it high up in the upper stands. Out there in foul territory in right field. And the count is strike 2, ball 2. Gary leading off. First man up in the last half of the second inning. Nobody has scored as yet. Here's the windup 2-2. There it goes. A long slant deep in the center field. Way up, going. A home run. A home run. Lou Gehrig with that count. Ball 2 and strike 2. This with that crowd. Boy, that was a smash. There was nothing fluky about that one. As I said, going. It went high up over the sign out there, 407 feet away, and Lou Gehrig smiling and trotting around the bag. He touched first, he touched second, he touched third at home plate, and then doffed his cap to the thousands upon thousands of people here in the Yankee Stadium. And they're off. It's a ball game, and they're full of enthusiasm now. 1-0 in favor of the American League. Dickey is fast the pitch. It's a ball 1. Fastball, and it was too high. Boy, that was a smash, I'll tell you. That was knocked down on that short right field corner. So it was high over that 400-foot sign out in deep right center field. That barrier out there is about 20 feet high. The pitch, ball 2. That was a fastball outside. Bill Dickey watched it go by, and the count is 2-0. Oh, man. Nobody out. Last half of the second inning, and Bill Dickey at bat. Will he hit or not? It's 2-0. The pitch. Ball 3. That was a curve ball, a sharp breaking curve, but just barely missed the outside corner, and the count on Bill Dickey is ball 3. We have George Selkirk coming up next. Bill Dickey, left-hand batter, 3-0. It is strike call. That's the old automatic strike, with a count. 3-0. Now it's 3-1. What a day, what a game, what a crowd. 3-1 coming. Ball 4. That was a fast ball. It was a bit too high. And now Dickey has a base on ball. Trotting down to first, and George Selkirk is coming up. George Selkirk, a left-hand batter. George knocks the dirt off his shoes, steps into the batter's box, taps the bat on home plate. He eyes the pitcher, and we're about ready to go. New ball has been tossed out. Selkirk, a left-hand batter, is up. Fitzsimmons takes a stretch. Dickey on first, The high foul ball near home plate. Mancuso under it. He has it. Selkirk fouled out to Mancuso. That ball was hit directly up over home plate. Jake Powell coming up. Jake Powell, right-hand batter. Jake has been quite a star in the series so far. Both teams have sat, having made 5 hits out of 7 trips to the plate. Jake Powell steps into the batter's box, 1 gone, and Bill Dickey on first. 1-0 in favor of the American League Yankees. The result of that home run by Gehrig. Here's the stretch and the pitch. It's a bounding ball down second. Bartell crosses to Whitehead. Whitehead to Gehrig. Double play. That was a double play. And what happened in the second inning, Gehrig first up, smacked a home run 400 feet over a 20-foot high barrier. Dickey walked. Selkirk fouled out to the catcher, and Powell hit it to a double play. Bartell to Whitehead to Terry. 1 run, 1 hit, and no. The battery for this afternoon, for those who've just tuned in, the starting battery for the Giants was Fitzsimmons and Mancuso. And for the Yanks, it's Hadley and Dickey. He's going to be delayed for just a moment. Dickey was on base. Going to take him a few moments to get his catching paraphernalia adjusted. Now he has it. And in just a few moments, we'll be starting the first half of the third inning. And third baseman Travis Jackson, who is the captain of the Giants, will be first up. There's the toss down to second, but it was high over Lazzari's head, out into center field, and the ball has to be retrieved out there by Joe DiMaggio. Capacity crowd here at Yankee Stadium for this third game of the 1936 Blue Ribbon Classic. And the score at the end of 2 innings, the Yanks 1, the Giants nothing. Result of Gehrig's homer. First half of the third, and Travis Jackson, a right-hand batter, will lead off. Hadley starts to wind up, and here we go. A ball. Ball missed the outside corner of the plate, and the count on Jackson is 1-0. Pitcher Fitzsimmons will be next. There's a bounding ball down third, a top ball. Rolfe has it, the throw. He's out. Jackson swung hard, topped that ball. Rolled lazily down toward third base. So Rolfe was in fast, picked it up, and shot it like a bullet over to Lou Gehrig. And the Giants have 1 out. This round of applause is for Freddie Fitzsimmons. Freddie has had a grand season with the Giants. Steps into the batter's box. He's a right-hand hitter, also a right-hand pitcher. Hadley starts the wind-up on the first pitch to Freddie. It's a strike call. A nice sharp breaking curveball that caught the outside corner of the plate. Shy of half of the third, 1 out, nobody on. Strike 2. Fitzsimmons attempted to cross Rolfe up by dumping a bunt down third. Stuck his bat out. Rolfe came tearing in, but Fitz missed, and it's strike 2. Hadley getting the signal. Now the windup. Strike 3. He swings and misses. Bill Dickey whips the ball down to Rolfe, to Cosetti, to Lazzari, to Gehrig, and then into the pitcher's box. Once more, we find the top of the Giant batting order coming up. That's Joe Moore, the left fielder. First time up, Joe banged a single. Left-hand hitter, and he steps into the batter's box. First half of the third inning, 2 out. Hadley winds up. Ball 1. Very fast, sharp-breaking curveball is over the inside. Moore stepping away, and the count is 1-0. To foul in the boxes in back of home plate. Ball 1 and strike 1. Umpire tossed out a new ball. One that he tossed out, something was wrong with it, so he gets another one. Moore steps in the batter's box. Hadley has his signal. Ball 1, strike 1. There's a long drive. Deep into right field. Selkirk backing up. It's not in. Selkirk is under it. He takes it. That was out there near the barrier. 344 feet from home plate. Just in front of that, about 5 or 6 feet from going over the barrier where it was taken by Selkirk. In the Giant half of the third, no runs, no hits, and no errors. Tony Lazzari getting a nice round of applause. Oh, giving the big round of applause. You know, it was Tony who hit that home run with the bags loaded. First time that a home run had been driven out with the bags loaded since the series of 1920 in the Cleveland-Brooklyn series when Elmer Smith banged that homer with 3 on. That was a famous game, incidentally, in which Bill Wamby turned in the unassisted triple play. That must be a thrill. Must be, it is. 1-0 in favor of the Yankees. Last half of the third. First pitch is a strike. Tony Lazzari has 1 hit out of 7 trips to the plate of the series, but what a hit it was. Strike 1. Strike 2 called. Very pretty curveball coming at Lazzari, then breaking over the inside corner, and the count is 2-0. Bump Hadley will be the next hitter. Here it is. Outside. A curveball misses the outside corner, and the count on Lazzari is strike 2 and ball 1. He leads off in the last half of the third inning. Here it is. Ball 2. A fastball was high inside. The count on Tony Lazzari is strike 2 and ball 2. First man up in the last half of the third inning. There's the windup again. 2-2. Strike Swing. Lazeri swinging for distance, swung hard, and missed the curveball. It was low outside for a strikeout. One out, nobody on. Hadley coming up. Hadley gets a nice round of applause from the fans. Hadley's a right-hand batter. Last half of the third inning, one out, nobody on. Fitzsimmons first pitch to him. He hits it. It's a fly ball going toward right field. Ott back on the track. Under it, Ott takes it. 2 out, nobody on. What a day for baseball. Again, the top of the Yankee batting order coming up. Frank Closetti, the shortstop, leadoff man. Comes up in the third inning. Last time up, Closetti flied to Malak. 2 out, nobody on. Last half of the third, Fitzsimmons pitch. It's a strike call. The shot breaking curveball over the outside corner of the plate to a right-hand batter, and it was called. Walt coming up next. Appears to be another hitter. Here it is. Ball one. A fastball is inside. Closetti was all set to take a toe hold on that one, but it was high inside, and the count is ball one and strike one. The game is moving along fairly fast this afternoon. Last half of the third, 2 out. 1-1 the count. Strike 2. Closetti swings from way back. Misses. And the count is strike 2 and ball 1. Strike 2 and ball 1. Last half of the third, 2 out. Nobody on. And the score, the Yanks 1, Giants nothing. Fitzsimmons winds up. Strike 2, ball 1. Strike 3, call. That's all for the Yankees in the third inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 2 strikeouts that inning for Freddie Fitzsimmons. This game is all coming to you from the Yankee Stadium in New York. The third game of the 1936 Blue Ribbon Classic between the Giants and the Yanks. The first 2 games at the Polo Grounds. These 2, the next 3 will be played here at Yankee Stadium. Each of the clubs have won 1 game. The Yanks are out in front at the time by the score of 1-0. The result of that mighty home run by Lou Gehrig that sailed 400 feet from home plate and over a 20-feet barrier. This is Tom Manning speaking. I've had the pleasure of broadcasting the play-by-play description of the first 3 innings. Now you're going to hear the voice of Red Barber of WLW Cincinnati. Red Barber.
Thanks a great deal, Tom. Bum Hadley has retired the last 7 of the Giants that he's faced. Bum got off to a little bit of a shaky start in the top half of the first inning, but was saved by a very fast double play, Closetti to Gehrig. And since then, he has been absolutely invincible, retiring the Giants in order in the second and third round, and striking out Fitzsimmons in the third. And Freddie's no slouch up there with the Willows. So for New York, coming into the beginning of the fourth, it'll be Dick Bartell, who has 3 hits already in the World Series, to be followed by manager Bill Terry, who has 5 hits, and Bill so far has gotten a single each of the 3 series games on his initial appearance at the plate. And then will come Mel Vanott, who got 2 hits in the first game and has been stopped since. But Mel, the Louisiana Larriper, the boy wonder who broke in with the Giants under McGraw at the tender age of 17, is now a veteran and past the 10-year status, is always dangerous. Dick Bartell up. And this is a tight ball game, and certainly a splendid exhibition of what a World Series game should be. Hadley winds up delivered. He once, twice delivers. Bartell takes inside on the letters for ball 1. The first pitch of the fourth inning. Bartell stands there with his forward left foot right up against the plate. His right foot tight underneath him. The pitch, Dick swings in it. It's a high foul behind third. Ross is underneath it in coach's box, waiting and squeezes it for the off. And Ross, after he caught that foul behind third base, shook his head very wryly as though to wring tears out of his eyes. The sky overhead is a very beautiful robin's egg blue with, as the boys say, very few angels in the form of clouds in it. It's a very tough sky for the players to look into. And left field at Yankee Stadium is the Sun Garden. Now Bill Terry's up, 1 out, nobody on. Hadley pitches, Terry left-hand hitter takes it under the chin for ball 1. 1 away, base is empty. The Yankees ahead. 1-0. Hadley winds up, cuts it loose. Terry swinging, fouls it straight back onto the netting behind home. Now 1 apiece. Bill Terry, very grim visage, stands there now. Square off from the plate, midway batter's box, choking his bat just about an inch. It's a dirty, brown-looking stick, though it's well seasoned and been through the wars. Hadley pitches. Terry swinging, puts the roller down to deep shortstop. Closetti up with it. A nice stop. The long throw is in by a step, and Terry is out. Closetti to Gehrig. Terry, who doesn't throw very often and hits a lot to left in left center field,
hit a lacer right across the top of the grass, almost between the hole between Ross and Crizzetti. Crizzetti fading quickly over to his right, went back into deep shortstop position, made a nice stop, and a very hurried long throw to Gehrig, which was in there by a step. And now it's 2 away. And the batter is Mel Ott, hitting left-handed. Ott steps into the pitch, but takes it, and it's called strike one. Major there vehemently, striking that right hand of his skyward. When Mage calls a strike, everybody in the stadium sees it. Hadley winds up, comes down with it. Ott takes outside, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hadley has now retired the entire Giants batting order without an exception. Terry was the last man to get on against him. He retired the last 9. The pitch to Ott is swung on. It's a high foul up behind third. Ross is under it, shading his eyes, waiting, and makes the catch. And he almost misjudged the step. But he faded over at that last split second, that nth degree of what time was left to him, and brought it in. And for the third straight inning, Buck Hadley has retired the Giants in order. Now the ball was hit out of the infield here in the top of the 4th. That is great pitching by Buck Hadley. He's making that 1-run lead, supplied by 1 swing by Lou Gehrig, stand up so far as though it were as big as a mountain. And now Freddie Fitzsimmons, game to the core, 34 years old, a veteran, very cool, and who has that knuckleball doing tricks today. He's in fine form with the exception of that 1 ball that he drew for Gehrig. He's limbering up with his batter mate, swarthy, blocky Gus Mancuso. Pitch is throwing down. He's been spinning like a dervish out there on that mound. If you've seen Fitzsimmons pitch, you know what we are speaking of. He takes the ball from pitcher's position, that is, has the ball in his glove at his waist, and then he spins on his right leg, twists on it until he is looking back over second into center field, and then spinning quickly back to the plate, and in the same motion, he cuts that ball loose. The secret of it is that Fitz gets his eye glued on his target before he ever takes it off. So when he turns back around, he's ready. He says he finds no trouble in the handling control. The first batter up in the last of the 4th is Red Rock, left-hand hitter. Swing. It's a bouncer right at Whitehead, a hot one. Burgess has lots of time for the throw to Terry, and Ross is out, hitting the first ball 6 last of the 4th. That one went down to second base. Not a bit faster than the elevated whistling behind right and right center field this afternoon. The matter is Joe DiMaggio. 1 away for the Yankees, last of the 4th. The Yankees ahead, thanks to Gehrig homer. Back in the second, 1-0. DiMaggio, right-hand hitter, steps, takes inside, ball 1. DiMaggio waits until that ball is right up on top of him before he swings. He gets a lot of wrist motion in his work up there at the plate. The great young rookie waits, swings, fouls it right back off Mancuso's mitt. It mounds down onto the dirt, rolls toward third. Ball taken out of play and a new one put in. 1-1 to Joe. Simmons takes the ball from Mancuso, rubs it a bit, puts a little dirt, does a little landscaping out there on the mound. The outfield, throws a little toward left, about 2 steps from DiMaggio. Simmons spins, pitches a change of pace low outside, and it's ball 2, strike 1. Fitzsimmons' change of pace is especially effective, coming out of the face of that spin that he uses. But he never spins when he has men on. Pitch takes off Mancuso, takes the second signal. Now he delivers. DiMaggio takes a low curve just above the knees, and it is called strike 2. 2-2. And Joe, a little bit fooled on that one, walks out of batter's box. Joe's a dirt picker-upper. Gets a handful, throws it away. Now walking up to the plate. Sort of relaxes, leans over, touches the heavy end down from the platter, straightens up, cocks that bat, high into the air, ready, up behind his right ear. Fitzsimmons spins, pitches. DiMaggio fades back from it at the shoulders inside. It's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The control of the 2 pitches today has been very good. There's only been 1 base on ball. That was given by Fitzsimmons right after Gehrig hit that homer. The 3-2 pitch is swung on. It's low foul behind first base. That was an inside pitch which DiMaggio fell back from and tried to hit the right field. Flashed it foul behind first. Terry retrieves it, rubs it roughly between the palms of his hand. Now returns it. Still goes back to his fielding post. There's a big hole between Terry and Whitehead. Terry's playing his usual fielding position behind first, and Whitehead is almost behind second. Fitzsimmons works. DiMaggio swinging. It's a whistling line drive to left center field. It's a base hit. It's taken on the second hop by Ripple. The throw is coming in a second. DiMaggio is racing for it. DiMaggio makes it with a slide and is saved for a double. Steelman calling the play at second base. Now has a little bit of an argument on his hands. Bartell took the throw in, but Dick walks away. DiMaggio slid safely in for a double to left center field. That is just the second hit off Fitzsimmons. Freddie gave up only one hit before that double by DiMaggio, which was Gehrig homer. And speaking of Gehrig, here he is at the plate. Now it's 1 away. The Yankees are leading 1-0 here in the last of the fourth inning. Gehrig is up for his second try as 1 for 1, and DiMaggio leads down off second base with a double. Fitzsimmons pitches. Gehrig takes a curve just above the knees for called strike 1. The outfield is deep on Gehrig and pulled around toward right. The infield is straight away, and the right side of it is a step deeper. DiMaggio walks down off second. He has about a 4.5 step lead. Fitzsimmons watches him, comes down to pitching position. Steady isn't spinning. The pitch is outside, and it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lou Gehrig set. Fitzsimmons up over his head, working, and it's called strike 2. Gehrig had a notion to go for it, then changed his mind. He who hesitates is lost, and Major Curse waved that right hand. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Gehrig, after being out of the box, steps back in. Set. What a powerful-looking figure he is. Fitzsimmons delivers. It's a change of pace, swung on, and fouled into the upper tier of the stands behind home. Just to get a look at Gehrig as he stands there at the plate, and you can easily understand why he's hung up that endurance record. He looked every inch and every iota. The Iron Man. Lou digs in. Counts 1 and 2. Fitzsimmons delivers. And Gehrig swinging fouls this one back into the stands behind home. Still 1 and 2. Lou takes off his cap. Mops his brow. The whole right side of the infield is in shade. That means the pitch in the batter, and not in the sun any longer. The pitch, Gehrig swing at the roller, foul behind first base. That caused umpire Summers to do a little rope skipping down there. It was hit right at his feet, and he had to pick him up and lay him down. You know, when Gehrig fouls one after hitting it on the nose, you don't aim to leave your pet corns out there to be stepped on. Still 1 and 2. Gehrig, set, turned a little bit toward right field. Fitzsimmons looks back at DiMaggio at second. Joe leads off, long way. Freddie makes a pretense of throwing back to second, but there's nobody there, and Freddie holds it. The delivery, the change of pace, but Gehrig reaches out 4 fouls high up and back toward the Yankee dugout and into the first row of spectators. And Mancuso came tearing back, but he could not quite get it. Still 1 and 2. Fitzsimmons standing behind the mound. Major just puts a new ball in play by way of manager and first baseman Bill Terry. Out in left field, Joe Moore, who shifted over toward left center, sort of looks up at the sun, strips his sunglasses, looks through them. Ripple, out in center, busily running his bare hand around the palm of his glove. Now out backed up just about as deep as he can in right. Fitzsimmons now throws back to second base to Bartell, not quite in time. DiMaggio slid in under Bartell. Fitzsimmons can spin either way. He showed them that time. It's a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Yankees. It's the last half of the fourth inning. Here's the third game of the World Series and the first at Yankee Stadium. 1 man out, DiMaggio at second. The pitch to Gehrig is a fly ball out into right. Mellott is trying for it in right center. On the center track, makes the catch, and DiMaggio halfway to third comes carrying back to second. And it's 2 gone. And, of course, the crowd roared the moment that fly was peeled off of Gehrig's bat. They had seen him hit one into the spectators out in the sun sector in right center field. And so when that one started high, why, up went the crowd. But up went Mellott's right arm. A sure sign that it isn't going back into the stands. Not 2 away. DiMaggio still holding at second base. He doubled into left center field with 1 out here in the last 4. He's the possessor of the second hit off Fitzsimmons. Both of these pitches are really bearing down. The batter now is Bill Dickey, who was walked in the second inning. So far, the only free transportation of the game. On either side. DiMaggio walks down off third. The pitch to Dickey, left-hand hitter, is right through there. Fitzsimmons came down with his fastball. Ball strike one. Dickey set. Standing a little bit close to the plate and right off from it. Doesn't tilt that bat. Simmons looks back toward second. Blows out his lips for a moment. Now takes a deep breath. Comes to the pitching position. Delivers to the plate. Dickey swinging at the roller. Right to Burgess Whitehead, who has it cleaned. The throw to Terry is in lots of time, and Dickey is out. And so ends the threat in the last half of the fourth inning, which was occasioned by DiMaggio doubling a line drive hit into left center field with one out. But Gehrig flew out to Mellott, and Dickey just was thrown out Whitehead to Terry. That is the first Yankee threat in the ball game. In the second inning, there was no threat at all. Gehrig simply homered. And at the end of 4 innings, it is 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Yankees. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the Giants. Bump Hadley, 185-pound, 32-year-old, 5'11" veteran right-hander, who won 14 ball games and lost 4 for the New York Yankees during this Senate race, which carried them right into this present World Series, is pitching right now a remarkable performance. He has retired the last 10 Giants in order, and there's been absolutely nothing fluky about it. He's had a lot of stuff. He's had great control. He has walked nobody. Now as we open the beginning of the fifth, with the Yankees ahead 1-0, Hadley steps on the mound, steps to pitch to Ripple, then Mancuso and Whitehead. Ripple, a left-hand hitter, is up. Now in the silence, it settles. Hadley prepares to pitch. You hear Rossetti tossing it up at short. Pitch is swung on. It's a drive deep out into right field. Shelter goes back. He can't get it. It's in among the spectators for a home run by Ripple, and the ball game's tied up. Ripple, one of the happiest men in all this great city of New York at the moment, has completed his jogging jaunt around those bases. A line drive home run into the front seat in dead-away right field, over the 344-foot mark. And Selkirk almost climbed in amongst the spectators, so eager was he to try and flag it. And now the game is 1-1. The batter-up is Gus Mancuso hitting right-handed. The series honors are tied up at 1 game for each club. And the score here in the top of the fifth is now tied up at 1-1. Hadley delivers. Mancuso swinging. Hits one. Back over shortstop into left field. It's a single. It's in there. Rossetti went back desperately, but he could not get it. It was a humpback line drive into left center field. Rossetti could not go back and get it. And Powell had no chance to come in for it. And Hadley, after allowing 2 singles and being saved by a double play in the first inning, then retires 10 Giants in order. But is greeted by the first batter up in the fifth, Ripple, for a home run, and then Mancuso follows with a single. That for Gus is his 3rd hit in the series. Now the batter is Whitehead, hitting right-handed. Mancuso way off first. Whitehead fouls it behind first base on the ground for strike 1. Hadley watches first, delivers. It's a roller hit down toward first. Gehrig picks it up, throws down to second base. It's a force of Mancuso, but there's no return to first. There was not time. Mancuso is forced at second base. Lou Gehrig to shortstop Rossetti, who covers. Mancuso was cleanly out. Forced out at second. First to short. And Whitehead is on first base while the field is short. The game tied 1-1. Travis Jackson, the Giants captain and third baseman, steps up to the plate, a right-hand hitter. Hadley steps. He's a big fellow. Jackson waits in a crouch. Right-hand hitter at the plate. And the pitch is inside. There goes Whitehead for second base, and he is out attempting to steal. Thrown out. Dickey to shortstop Rossetti. Whitehead was sent down to steal, and he was cut down. Bill Dickey threw a strike to the inside corner of second base, and Rossetti put that ball right in on Whitehead. Whitehead attempting to steal is cut down. Now it's 2 away for the Giants. The batter is Jackson. The count is 1 ball, no strike. Top of the fifth inning, and the ball game is locked up 1-1. Hadley pitches. Strike 1 called. It's above the knees. Curve that bit at the outside corner. Hadley composed himself. Takes a deep breath on the mound. The outfielder steps toward left from Jackson. The pitch. Call strike 2. Jackson taking. ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jackson, 2 out, nobody on. Try to take outside a fastman, 2-2. Picky down in his cross. Straightens up. Major Kirk leans over to catch the shoulders, looking for the pitch. Jackson takes a low curve outside, and it's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hadley hasn't passed the batter this afternoon. Now he can't afford to waste another one. Hadley pitches outside for ball 4, and Jackson walks to first base with 2 men out and nobody on in the top of the 5th inning with the game tied at 1-1. And this brings up Fitzsimmons, the pitcher. There's applause for Freddie. Freddie walks solidly up to the plate. He walks a little bit pigeon-toed, but he can still cover ground. He's a big fellow. 190 pounds, right-hand batter. Hadley pitches, and Fitzsimmons swings and misses. He took a cut. Strike 1. The outfield on Fitzsimmons, for all intents and purposes, straight away. But batted deep. Fred's pretty good batter for a pitcher. Gehrig holds the inside corner on Jackson. Travis leads off 2 steps, 2.5. Hadley pitches to the plate. Swung on and missed the change of pace curve inside on the fingers. Strike 2. 0-2. And Fitzsimmons stands there looking at Hadley as if to say, what was that you threw me at last? Fitzsimmons was struck out in the 3rd inning. Going the other time up. The pitch. It's a roller to third base, which bounds up over Ralph's head out into left field. Jackson's around second, coming to third. Fitzsimmons holds it first. Jackson slides in at third base. And, of course, it's a pebble hit for Fitzsimmons. And now with the game tied at 1-1. With the game tied at 1-1, Jackson is at third base. Fitzsimmons is at first. Joe Moore is at the plate, a left-hand batter. That was a hard ground ball hit through on a line to third baseman Ralph of the Yankees. And just as it was in front of Ralph as he was set for the ball to come up on the bounce, it bounded. But bounded about 2 feet over his head. And so quickly that Red was handcuffed. He had no chance to lift his glove and try for it. The ball went out into left field for a single, advancing Jackson to third and putting Fitzsimmons on first. And the batter is left-hand hitter Joe Moore. He singled past third in the 1st inning for his only hit in the series. Hadley pitches. Moore fouls it back onto the ground into the Giants' dugout. Now will that sole walk that Hadley has so far today given up come back home to plague him and cost him here in the top of the 5th. It's a 1-1 tie, and the way these pitches are going, most any break, almost any inning, may be the decider of this 3rd game of the series. Moore waits, Hadley delivers, and Joe swinging hits the roller back to the bar. Hadley has it, throws over to first, and Moore is out. And so ended the threat. The game remains tied at 1-1. And that was a hectic inning, to put it mildly, the top of the 5th. After 2 men were out, a walk to Jackson, a pebble single by Fitzsimmons was bounded over third baseman Ralph's head into left field, sending Jackson around the third, putting Fitz on first, and then Moore bounding rather gently back to the box. And Hadley accepted that one as manna from heaven. His throw to first base was thrown with much coolness, wasn't rattled in the slightest, and with unerring accuracy. And a sweep of Gehrig's mitt, and so ended the top. We're coming into the last of the 5th. The Yankees, just a moment ago, so proudly had 1-0, are now starting from scratch all over again. It's a battle of homers so far, and a battle of 2 great right-handed veteran pitchers. Hadley, 32, Fitzsimmons, 34. Both been through the wars, and they've got a little battle on their hands this afternoon. Now in the last of the 5th, it's Selkirk leading off to be followed by Powell and then Lazari. Fitzsimmons, who's back in the ball game now, on an even status, takes the sign from Mancuso. Selkirk, the left-hand hitter, stands up there. The pitch swung on, fouled onto the ground behind first base. Strike 1. Some spectator leaned over and took that one right out from under Earl Combs, the Yankee coach behind first. Fletcher's coaching behind third. Fitzsimmons asks for the sign again from Mancuso, just face down his cross. The pitch, it's low. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're going into the last of the 5th. 1-1 with the first batter up. The ball game is 1-1. The series honors a 1-1. Fitzsimmons delivers. Selkirk takes it. Calls strike 2. Fitzsimmons poured that fast one right under the weight. Selkirk fingers his uniform for a second. He's pumping that bat around, almost in the manner of a golfer taking out a divot. Fitzsimmons delivers. Selkirk fouls it down onto the ground by home plate. Still 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fitzsimmons in 4 innings. Allowed 2 hits. Freddie comes down with it. Selkirk takes low inside. Almost across the 2-top. 2-2. Takes a long look. He still hangs out the time, then straightens up, gets admitted the target. Simmons throwing, has the pitch fouled into the upper deck of the stand behind third base. The clamor that you hear is the natural laughter which you hear from the spectators at seeing other fans going after a foul ball back into the stand. The outfield is toward right, a little bit sharply on Selkirk, like Charlie deep. Simmons delivers a 2-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. And Selkirk strikes out on a change of pace curve as Fitzsimmons pulled the string a little bit inside. And Selkirk, first up in the last of the fifth, is struck out. That's the third strikeout by Fitzsimmons. Batter up, Jake Powell. Up once, hit into a double play. Back in second. It's right-handed. Takes strike 1, just above the knee of the fast one. And Hugo liked that pitch, because he couldn't return that ball hard back to Fitzsimmons. Sometimes I wonder how a pitcher knows how his catcher feels about it. He delivers a very good one, the catcher slams it back, and he delivers a bad one, he slams it back. The pitch now is called strike 2. That one's on the inside corner. I think Gus sort of liked that one, too. That's no balls, 2 strikes. The right-hand hitter, Jake Powell. He has 5 hits in the series. But he's empty-handed so far today. Up for his second try. Fitzsimmons ahead and comes down with it. It's low outside. Powell leaned over and almost went for it. But nice to check his swing in time. Ball 1. Strike 2. 1 out for the Yankees, last of the fifth. Bases clean. Infield straight away. Outfield pulled a little bit toward left. Fitzsimmons comes down with it, and Powell swinging, hits a high foul into the upper deck of the stand behind first. Well, some gentleman certainly ruined a nice felt hat on that one. He didn't trust his hands to catch that foul, so he took his hat off and tried to catch the foul in the hat. The ball went right through it. Imagine too much care. Still 1-2. Fitzsimmons delivers. It's called strike 3. A knuckler that hit the inside corner, waist high. And Powell stands there at the plate, blowing off a little steam, made the coach walk away from him. And now Lazari stepped into batter's box. That was called strike 3 on Jake Powell. And the 2 Yankees up in the last of the fifth have had to take that third strike. Lazari takes outside low, ball 1. Simmons working a little bit easy out there on the mound. He seems to be more relaxed. He's grinning now. Something he wasn't doing the first 4 innings. Sims delivers. It's swung on. It's a high one deep out into left. Gilmore is back almost against the stands waiting. And he catches it with his shoulder blade up against the railing out in deep left field. What a drive that one was. Almost 400 feet. And Gilmore went right back, looked into the sun, into this rather tough, clear sky, and made the catch. Lazari has certainly hit 3 balls in the last 2 days that should have been something more than just catches by outfielders. Now let's get along and jump on the top of the 6th inning. This ball game, which is really a struggle, just as indicative as the score indicates. 1-1. Everything is tied up. There have been 2 games in the series played. The Giants won the first, the Yankees that one yesterday. And how? And today, as we are going into the 6th inning, it is a 1-1 tie. thanks to a second-inning homer by Lou Gehrig for the Yankees and a fifth-inning home run by Jimmy Ripple of the Giants. And now first up for New York against Hadley. Here in the beginning of the sixth is Dick Bartell, to be followed by Terry and then by Art. Bartell, a right-hand hitter. Steps. Hadley pours it in, and Dick swings at the high foul behind third. Ralph is under it, still looking into the sky, under it, and makes the catch. Just about 2 steps wide of the stand. 1 up and 1 away. We'll open the sixth. Now the batter is Bill Terry, who has 1 for 2 this afternoon, has 5 hits in the series, and has safely connected for a single his first trip up to the plate in each of the 3 games. They like Bill here in New York. There's applause for him, rippling all over Yankee Stadium as he stands there now. Hadley, big sturdy right-hander on the mound, delivers, and Terry takes low, ball 1. The outfield is from 1 to 2 steps toward left on Terry, despite his being a left-hand hitter. It doesn't fall a great deal. Hadley pitches. Terry takes. It's inside for ball 2. 2-0. Hadley has just missed these last 2 pitches, a very close margin. He delivers. Terry takes it, and the fat one is registered as strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cazzetti, dancing around down his short, is certainly talking it up. He's the last of that infield. The pitch, Terry swinging. It's a drive out toward left center field. DiMaggio is going. Powell is going. DiMaggio makes the catch in deep left center field after a tremendous run. This young DiMaggio is steadily playing baseball. The World Series to him is just sitting on a ball game. He's just taking everything in stride. And he's making these hard catches after a long run look very easy, which they tell me is the acid test of a major leaguer. Now it's 2 away for the drive from the top of the sixth, and the hitter is now out. It's left-handed, picks up that forward foot, but he takes inside for ball 1. Out forward foot is his right, and he lifts it almost as high as an adagio dancer when he's really taking a swing. Now hits it right back past the middle. It's over second base out in the center field. A single for Ott. His first hit this afternoon. And his 3rd hit in the series. With 2 men out, the ball game tied 1-1 here in the top of the 6th. Ott signals right back through the middle. And the applause is for Ripple. Hadley, setting his present nemesis, Jimmy Ripple, who founded that home run back in the 5th. The left-hand hitter. Ott leads off first to pitch. Ripple takes low inside for ball 1. Low curve. Down low inside and off. 2 out. Mel ready to go on anything. Leads down off first. Gehrig grimly holds the inside corner. Hadley in pitching position, watching the runner. Delivers now. Ripple takes low outside for ball 2. 2-0. The right-hand pitcher in the person of Hadley and the left-hand hitter in Jimmy Ripple. So far, the Giants' #1 offensive hero. The ball game's tied is 6. 1-1. Hadley pitches. Ripple takes it, but call strike just above the knee. Trump had little choice but to come in with that one. And he did beautifully well, just above the knee. Up to a straight away. Goes the infield. Hadley watching first, throws back over there, but not in time. Ott skips nimbly on. Waiting, pumping that stick back and forth and short, menacing off. Hadley pitches. High outside for ball 3. 3-1. Dickey walked a couple of steps out in front of the plate before returning that pitch to Bump. Collar stumping. Hadley, without any show of emotion, takes the sign. 3-1 pitch is swung on, fouled back high, just above our heads, about a foot. If we happen to stay away from the microphone, it was because of the old saying, self-preservation. You know, that's the closest we've been to a baseball in this series, and you'd be surprised to know how big it looks coming right back up at you. Now let's get back into the game. 3-2 to Ripple. Ott leading off first, ready to go on the pitch. Ripple takes it, call strike 3. Ripple threw his bat away and started turning down toward first, thinking that would be ball 4. But Major Terry's right hand went dramatically skyward. And it is called strike 3, and so ends the top of the 6th. Ripple taking the 3rd strike. And so for the Giants in the top of the 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on, and the strikeout for Hadley. The Yankees, in the last of the 6, will have Hadley, the pitcher, leading off. Then Crosetti and Ralph, the top of the order. The applause now is for Hadley as he comes walking to the plate. He is pitching a grand performance. Hadley's up there. Malott goes down into right field, kicking a little dirt out there on the center track. Mancuso back behind the plate into his crouch. Umpire Major Church pulls his mask down over his brow. Fitzsimmons juggles the ball around his glove for a second, takes the sign. Hadley, a right-hand hitter. Up for a second try. Pitch. Low outside for ball 1. Hadley's first time up, back in the third. Flew out to Ott, the right fielder. Infield straight away. Goes the outfield. Pitch takes off Mancuso. Takes the sign for the next. Then it occurred just above the knees. Down in there for call strike 1. Hadley still looking. 1-1. The pitchers face each other. Fitzsimmons on the slab. Hadley up there at the ditch. Pitch delivers. It calls strike 2. That was a sharp one on the outside corner, just above the knees. But he looks at the ball as though he was counting the stitches, rolling it around, pocket of his glove. I takes a quick glance down to Mancuso. Has the sign, nods agreeably, goes into action. It swung on and missed. A hook above the knees, and Hadley is struck out. And Fitzsimmons has now struck out 3 of the last 4 men that he's faced. That's his 5th whip so far this afternoon. 5 in the 3rd inning. Now 1 out, last to 6. The batter is top of the order, Frank Crosetti, who has 0 for 2 so far today. Outfield toward left, right-hand hitter. Crosetti swinging, hits a high fly ball into straightaway center field. Ripple comes Unrich, and grabs it. And now it's 2 up, 2 gone for the Yankees in the last of the 6. And the ball game is tightly tied at 1-1. A home by Gehrig in the 2nd and by the Giants Ripple in the 5th. The batter is Red Ross, who has 0 for 2 this afternoon and hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield. Hits left-handed. So 2-6, the Simmons pitches. Ross takes it. It's a curve in there for call strike 1. The outfield pulled around toward right. Mancuso comes out of his crouch. The Simmons spins, pitches. It's swung on. It's a high foul, up and back. Mancuso comes chasing it, but it's no use. It's on to the netting. Now Ross is behind. 2 strikes. No ball. New ball put in play. Passed around the Giant inner defense. All the boys getting their hands on it. Jackson, Vartel, Whitehead, to Terry, and now to Fitzsimmons on the mound. Ross comes back into batter's box. Left-hand hitter. And a Crouch standing up on top of the plate. So 2-6. Fitzsimmons asks Mancuso for that sign again. Takes it. Fitz winds up, spins, delivers. It's high outside. Ball 1. 1-2. 2 out, nobody on, last of the 6. Yankees batting. Here at Yankee Stadium. The game is tied 1-1. Fitzsimmons delivers. It's high outside again. He hasn't quite gotten that pitch down and in there. And Ross, sharp-eyed, ringside, has taken the last 2, and the count is now leveled at 2 apiece. Fitzsimmons comes in with it. It's low outside, and it's now 3-2. And Ross has put the engineering eye on the last 3 pitches. After being sadly in a hole, behind 0-2, he's now even with Freddie at 3-2. Now we'll get action on this one. Something's got to break. Ripple moves over more sharp into right center field. Fitzsimmons pitches, it's swung on, and it's a drive right toward Ripple. He comes in 1 step, goes back 2, and takes it. He shifted before that pitch right into position. And it was hit right out to him by Red Ross. And the Yankees go down in order at the end of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors for the Yankees in the last of the 6th. At the end of the 6th inning, it is 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Giants. It is 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Yankees. Fitzsimmons has struck out 5, walked 1. Hadley has struck out 2 and has walked 1. In just a moment, the top of the 7th will be at hand as this mighty struggle, so far the prettiest picture, especially as far as the game itself and the atmospheric conditions are concerned, goes on. And the voice to tell you will be that of Tyson of Detroit. Well, we're
ready to go into that seventh inning. You know, boys and girls, so far on Wednesday we had a water polo contest. Then yesterday it was more or less of a county fair game. But today is what you really should see at a World Series. A great ball game, all tied up at one run, both of them home runs, and there's a single, a bounder over the pitcher's head, backed up by Cassetti behind second to throw the first man out in this seventh inning. Just Mancuso bounded one over Bump Hadley's head. Cassetti backed up the play, taking the bounder behind second and tossing to Gary Wood to put out at first. One man out in the seventh, and Burgess Whitehead is up. Right-hand batter, no hit in the two times he's been at bat. The first pitch is a swinging strike as Bump broke one in there belt high. He starts winding for the next pitch. There it is. He bunts it right in front of the plate toward third. Dickey comes out, grabs it up, and throws him out at first. Hatcher to first. Dickey to Gary. On a bunt jump right in front of the plate toward third base. Two men out, nobody on, and Travis Jackson is up. First time at bat, he grounded out third to first, and the second time drew a pass. Two men gone, nobody on. Hadley bends over, getting the sign from Dickey. Starts winding, and here's the first pitch. It's a swinging strike, a curve that was breaking away from him, a right-hand batter. Dickey dropped the pitch. One strike on Jackson. And here comes the next one. It's a line drive over second base for a single in the center field. DiMaggio crouching to take it, throwing in and out of second base. And Jackson is on first with his first hit of the day. And Fat Freddie Fitzsimmons, the pitcher who fanned the first time up, then singled the second time, is coming up, getting quite a round of applause. Pat Frederick has held the Yankees to two hits. A home run by Lou Gehrig and a double by Joe DiMaggio. And doing a very nice job of pitching out there. Hadley, while being hit harder, has been bearing down in the clutch. Swinging strike. He really went for that curveball in a big way. Ready cocks his bat. Getting ready to take a slap at the next pitch, and here it comes. He bunts. Foul along third baseline. Strike two. He went down there pretty fast for a portly lad. Have a couple of fat boys out there on the mound today. One fat one and one a little fatter. Hadley and Fitzsimmons. Ready comes back fast. Gets back in that batter's box. Jackson on first, and Gehrig is holding him on there very closely. Travis steps off a couple of steps. Here's the pitch. The pitch, and it's fouled into the dirt. And the count is unchanged, just two strikes. He's on top of that pitch. Back in there. Bump flexes his arm a bit. Turns around, faces the batter. In pitching position now. There's the stretch. Here it comes. And it's high inside. Pitch ducked away from that one, came around a little bit. And some of those further removed from the plate here imagined that he had taken a strike. The high inside pitch. And the count is 2 strikes and 1 ball. There's the stretch, and here it comes. It's a drive out into short left field. Jakey Powell is hustling in. It's dropped in front of him for a base hit. Flying short left field. It's dropped in front of Jake Powell. Jake playing it safely by taking it on the first hop rather than trying for a shoestring catch, which meant if the ball got past him, it would mean a run. And as the score is tied, it's a little better to play them safely. Runners on second and first. And Joe Moore is up. Single the first time at bat. Flied to right field the second time up. And Hadley tossed him out the last time at bat. Left-hand hitter. Score tied here in the first half of the 7th inning. And the series tied. All by the same marker, 1. stretch, and it's a high one. Ball one. One ball is the count. Bump's arm goes up for the next pitch. It's a drive to Lazeri. A leaping tackle, a line drive to Tony Lazeri. And that ball, had it been hit to the right or left, a foot or 6 inches higher, would have been a base hit into right center field and would have scored Jackson from second, giving the Giants an edge. However, the drive was right above Lazeri's head. He leaped in the air and steered it for the third out. No run, 2 hits, no error, 2 left. Mancuso first up, grounded out short to first. It was a high bounder over Hadley's head, which Perfetti took behind second base and threw him out. Whitehead jumped one in front of the plate, and Dickey tossed him out. Jackson singled. Fitzsimmons also singled. And then Moore lined to Lazeri for the third out. Score is still tied at 1 run as the Yankees come to bat in the 7th. It's Joe DiMaggio carrying half of the Yankee hits today. They have 2 so far. Gehrig's home run and DiMaggio double. For 8 hits so far. Fitzsimmons starts winding, and here comes that sidearm pitch, and it's a called strike on Joe. He knuckleballed that one over the outside corner. Freddie's been doing very well with that knuckler. 1 strike on DiMaggio. The arm goes up for the next pitch, and Joe hits one, tops it, and it's a foul along third baseline for the second strike. 2-0. Fitz gets a new ball. Plays catch with it a little bit. Now he seems ready to go. He's spinning, and here's the pitch over DiMaggio's head. Ball 1. And the count is 2 strikes and 1 ball. Looks as though he might have pulled the string a little on that one. Didn't have very good direction. Coming in. Ball 2, a high fast one. Just above the letters. And the count is 2-2. 2-2. There's the motion. And DiMaggio fouls another one along third baseline. Grabbed by Coach Artie Fletcher down there. Count is unchanged, 2-2. What an ideal day for a ball game. Yesterday was a honey, and so is today. And here's the next pitch to Joe. He lines one way out in left field. It's going for a nice catch there by Joe Moore against the barrier again. Moore has caught 2 drives out there against the barrier in deep left. One from Tony Lazeri, and this one from Joe DiMaggio. Joe will be pretty well bruised about the body backing into that concrete out there. 1 out, and Lou Gehrig is up. Lou's home run in the 2nd inning accounted for the Yankees run. And there's a drive out right field. It's not going out far enough for a home run, and here comes Mellock for the catch on the finger track. 2 out. 2 men gone, nobody on, and Bill Dickey, who walked the first time at bat, then grounded out second to first the second time up. Left-hand hitter. Have a running track around this field here that begins about 100 feet out beyond first base. Little low, ball 1. Still stepping away away from that one. Low and inside pitch. Two men out and nobody on. Fitzsimmons gets the sign. Mancuso comes up out of the crouch, and Dickey bounces one over Fitz's head. Here comes Whitehead inside. Appreciated that play of Burgess Whitehead on this slow bounding ball, which Dickey bounced over Fitzsimmons' head. Whitey came in on the grass, and without having a chance to pivot, had to throw under his body to Terry or to put out at first. No run, no hit, no error. DiMarchio first up, back Joe Moore into the concrete railing in front of the box seat way out in left field. Gehrig slide to Ott in about medium right field near the foul line. And then Whitehead came in fast. Now we get back into this eighth inning of this very tight and tied up ball game. The series also tied at one game each, and this game with one run each. And the first man up for the Giants is Dick Bartell. Richard has had no hit in two official trips to the plate today. The Giants have 8 hits so far, and the Yankees too. The first pitch to Dick, a right-hand batter, is on the inside corner, knee high for a called strike. The crowd is applauding here, trying to get some base hits, and it's quite a crowd. Hadley starts winding, and the next pitch to Bartell is a line drive out into left field. It's foul by about 3 feet. Rounding off of the box seat. It looked good when it started, but he had a little too much hook on it. 2 strikes on Bartell, who was coming back from down around first base. He was away with that the crack of the bat, of course. He had just a little too much pull on that one. Major Kirk holds up the hand. Now he's ready, denoting that the game should proceed. And Hadley starts winding. Over his head, ball 1. Now there's 2 strikes and 1 ball. Bartell leading off in the 8th inning. And the score all. Dick steps out of the batter's box. And now back in again, waving his bat at Hadley. Hadley starts winding. Another inside pitch, ball 2. Bump seems to be working on him a little bit after he kissed that line drive foul down left field. And the count is 2-2. A drive between Costetti and Walsh into left field for a base hit. Jakey Powell throwing the ball in now to Lazeri at second. And that's the 9th hit off Hadley. And with the first man up in the inning getting on, tied at 1 run, and in the late innings, it looks as though the Giants have a bit of advantage here. Manager Bill Terry is up. 1 hit and 3 times at bat. We'll see whether Bill plays for this 1 run. But going for it, it's a foul, attempting to bunt, foul along third baseline. 1 run right now. Looks difference of these leagues. Of course, the National League, they usually play for 1 run. While in the American League, they're always playing for clusters. The sacrifice is almost unknown. But Terry is up there to try to send Mr. Bartell down to second. He tries to bunt the next one and lays it down. Hadley throwing to second, forcing Bartell. Was too hard, came right out the pass to the pitcher's box. Hadley whirled and threw to Frank Costetti. Got the ball there in time to force Bartell at second for the first out. Terry's on first. 1 man out. And Mel Ott. 1 hit in 3 times as bat is up. Left-hand hitter. Terry on first. And Gehrig is keeping him on there. Now Lou fades back a bit, and Ott was hit with a pitch ball. No, I guess he wasn't hit. Looked as though it hit him. Must have gone right between his legs, right through the wicket. Ball one. Bill Dickey made a fine stop of that one, incidentally. We thought it was a dead ball there for a moment. But it's just ball one. Hadley ready to go again. And here's the pitch. It's a called strike over the outside corner knee high to a left-hand batter. And the count is 1-1. Ott is the batter with Terry on first. One man out in the eighth inning, and the score tied at 1 run. Hadley on the rubber in pitching position. There's a drive past Hadley and past Lazeri into center field. Terry pulling up at second. A hard ground smash through the box. It went on over second into center, advancing Terry to second. Now the Giants have runners on second and first. One man out. And Jim Ripple, whose home run opening the fifth inning tied this ball game up after Gehrig had put the Yanks out in front with his homer in the second, is the next batter. James has slid to right field, hit his home run, and struck out so far today. Left-hand hitter. Taking a bit of a rest here while Mr. Hadley collects his equilibrium. Probably been a little shocked on that drive there. Bump is up on the hill now and ready to go. There's the stretch. And the first pitch to Ripple is outside and high. Ball one. Jim's a big, rangy boy. So when they're high, they're fairly high. Terry on second, Ott on first, one out, a curve that broke too much, and it came inside. Ball two. Hadley followed that high fastball with a curve. He had a little too much bend on it. 2-0. There's the stretch. And the next pitch, a swinging strike. Went for a slow curve and is asking umpire Major Kurth to examine the ball to see if there's anything on that Hadley might have put on that shouldn't be there in the way of tearing the stitching, giving it a little fingerailing. But the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. There's the stretch. Here it comes. A bounder to Hadley. It's over his head. Lazeri dashes in, makes the play at first, retiring the runner. While Terry advanced to third, and of course, Ott moved down to second. 2 men out. Lazeri had to come in fast for that one. One of those slow teasing bounders, just too high for the pitcher to get. Giants have runners on third and second with 2 men out. Gus Mancuso has made 1 hit, single, in 3 times at bat. Stepped up there in the right-hand batter's box. More tied, you know, at 1 run. And this is the first half of the 8th. There's the windup. Foul ball. Strike 1. Most of the crowd failed to see that was fouled. They were wondering why Terry and Ott didn't set sail for the plate as it skipped on past Dickey back here to the barrier. Just 1 strike on Mancuso. Lou Gehrig dashed in to say a few soothing words to Hadley, encourage him a bit. Bump has been in a lot of tough spots today. He starts winding again, and Mancuso drives one into deep left field. Powell is backing up. He has it. No run. 2 hits. No error. 2 men left. Started out like a big inning for the Giants there when Bartell opened with a single, but Terry, a attempting the sacrifice, forced Dick at second, Hadley to Cossetti. Ott came through with a single, which advanced Terry to second. Lazeri came in fast to toss out Ripple on a slow bounder over Hadley's head, and then Mancuso ended the inning with a drive to Jakey Powell out in deep left field. So we go into the last half of the eighth. The Yankees up, Selkirk, Powell, and Lazeri. Each of these batters has been up twice, and none of them have any hits. Each one of them has fanned one time. Fitzsimmons has fanned 5 so far today, while Hadley has fanned 2. The Giants have 10 hits, while the Yankees have but 2. Here we go, George Selkirk. Left-hand batter is up there. Pitch starts his wind. Here's the pitch. And Selkirk drives the hit into right field. Going out there on the bound to Mel Ott. A single for Selkirk, opening the eighth. Now the Giants opened their half with a single and got no run. We'll see whether the Yankees can do any better. Jakey Powell, right-hand batter, coming up. And the defense, of course, is shifting around more toward left field. It's pulled around toward right for Selkirk, the left-hand hitter. We'll see whether Jake is ordered to bunt or whether he will be permitted to slug one. A pitch out. Ball 1. Mancuso heaved one down to Terry, but Selkirk was back with plenty of time to spare. 1 ball is the count to Powell. Travis Jackson playing in on the grass. Powell bunts foul along first baseline. Strike 1. Evidently, Jakey's been ordered up there to lay down his life and advance brother Selkirk to second. Nobody out. Selkirk on first, and the count 1-1 on Powell. Fitzsimmons takes his stretch. Powell swings at that one, a nice curved ball that broke away from him. He really went fishing for that one. He chased it clear over in the left-hand batter's box. Mr. Fitzsimmons bent back, and the count is 2 strikes and 1 ball. Fitz uses a bit of rosin this time before getting ready to pitch the next one. Selkirk edging off first, a couple of steps. Ball low outside, and the count is 2-2. Fitz served him a slow curve that time, which broke down and out to a right-hand hitter. Count is 2-2. A toss to first. Selkirk sliding in safely. Fitz looks over there, glances over his shoulder. Now he's in position to pitch. Ball 2, or ball 3 rather. Another low breaking curve outside. And it's 3-2 with a nice new white apple coming into play from the pockets of George Majorcurth. Now I think we'll have the pitch. Here it is. Selkirk breaking with it. It's a ball. A curve outside. Ball 4. So now the Yankees have Selkirk on second, Powell on first, and push him up Tony Lazeri at bat. Tony fanned the first time up, and then chased Joe Moore against the railing out in deep left field for his drive to end the 5th inning. The Giants' plan, of course, is to play this bunt of Lazeri's, if possible, to third base to force Selkirk. Bill Terry playing far in on the grass from his first base position. Jackson being anchored at third. And Lazeri bunts to third, drawing Jackson in, making the play at first the only possible play. And Lazeri is out on a sacrifice. Jackson to Whitehead, who covered first. Sacrifice Filizeri advancing both runners. Selkirk is on third, Powell on second, and Bump Hadley is due to bat. Maybe a pincher up here for Bump in the person of Charles Red Ruffing, a pitcher who is also quite a hitter. Charlie stands deep in that batter's box. Right foot on the back line. He likes to hit them after the break. He's working slowly. He's in a spot. Realizes it. There's the windup. Ruffing hit a slow bounder right back to the box. And Selkirk is out of the plate. Fitzsimmons to Mancuso. Powell moved over to third, of course. And Ruffing is on first. Slow bounder midway between the box and the third base line. Fitzsimmons came in fast and had plenty of time to spare in throwing Selkirk out at the plate. Rossetti is the next hitter. Roy Johnson has been put on first base to run for Ruffing. Roy Johnson, one of the reserve outfielders of the Yankees, now running for Ruffing at first base. Roy is a fast lad. Charlie is not much shucked as a runner. And Powell is on third with Johnson on first. 2 men out and Frank Rossetti up. No hit in the 3 times he's been up at the plate today. Right-hand batter. Mancuso yelling something out to Fitzsimmons. Now steps behind the plate. And the game will be resumed. 2 men out, you know. There's the stretch. A slow curve that broke right in there, belt high for a called strike. Fitz has pitched a grand game this afternoon. Both boys, in fact, have done very well, although Hadley has been touched for 10 hits. Only 3 have been made off Fitzsimmons so far. Fitz works slowly on Rossetti, who's very anxious to hit one. And it's another curve ball over the outside corner for the second called strike. 2-0 on Frankie. And the crowd is sort of in an uproar here. It's a very tense moment of the game. Fitzsimmons steps off the rubber. Juggles the ball a bit. He comes back up. He's in pitching position. There's the stretch. Johnson going down on this pitch. Rossetti bangs one off. Fitzsimmons throws for a hit. And of course, Powell came home. I'm sure that will be scored a hit with a fast bounder right to the left of Hadley, or of Fitzsimmons. He managed to knock the ball down, but it went behind him about 15 or 20 feet. And before Whitehead could come in and recover it, Rossetti, a fast man, had crossed the bag. From where we're broadcasting today, we cannot see the official scorer, but we are going to score that as a hit. Now the score is 2-1 in favor of the Yankees. Powell coming home on that, and Johnson advancing to second. And Red Rolfe, who has also gone hitless in 3 times at bat, is up there in the left-hand batter's box. Fitz sets himself. He's ready to go. Here's the pitch, and it's a bounder down first baseline. Carey makes a nice get. Tosses to Fitzsimmons for the out at first. Ending the 8th inning. 1 run. 2 hits. A base on balls, a sacrifice, no error, and 2 men left. Now we have a new pitcher for the Yankees. Since Hadley retired, in preference for a pinch hitter, and it's Patrick Blubber Malone. First one he'll face in this ninth inning with a score 2-1 in favor of the Yanks. Burgess Whitehead, a swinging strike. That arm goes up for the next pitch, and it's fouled. It was a curve running away from him. He fouled it off the end of his bat. And the count is 2 strikes, 2-0. Pat rubs a new ball, roughs it up a little bit. Gets the sign from Dickey. Bill comes up out of the crouch. He's winding. Here's the pitch. A swinging strike going for a high fastball. Over the outside corner. 1 out. Score is 2-1. Favor of the Yankees. Ninth inning. Getting another batter up here. Looks like a pinch hitter. Mark Koenig. Left-hand hitter is batting for Jackson. And Malone's first pitch, a strike. Mark Koenig batting for Jackson. 1 man out in the ninth, nobody on. Malone starts that slow, easy wind-up, and it's a fastball outside. Ball 1, 1-1. Malone gets that new ball in shape to pitch. Shuffles around out there on the rubber. Starts winding. Here's the pitch. Koenig grounded to shortstop. It's his roller. Rossetti throwing him out at first. One of those skimmers that stayed right on the ground. Didn't hop. And Frankie had to come in rather fast for that play. 2 men out. And Sam Leslie will bat for Fitzsimmons with 2 down and none on in the ninth. And the Yankees in the lead 2-1. Leslie is also a left-hand hitter. First baseman when manager Terry is not in the game. Big rangy lad. Here's Malone's first pitch. It's a swinging strike. Malone dipped one down there under that arc of the bat. So far, Mr. Malone is doing quite a nice job of relief pitching, as he did all season. 1 strike on Leslie. And the next pitch, outside. Ball 1, 1-1. 1-1 on Sambo. He's swinging that bat. Malone gets ready to go. Here comes the pitch. It's a pop foul into the stands, the upper deck off to our left for the second strike. And the count is 2 strikes and 1 ball. So now Malone is ready to go again. There's the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a drive over Pat's head out into center field for a single. Sam Leslie pinch hitting for Freddie Fitzsimmons. Singles for the count 2 strikes and 1 ball. And that keeps the Giants still in the ball game. 2 men out in the ninth. Davis is going to run for Leslie. Kiddo Davis. He's on first base, running for Leslie with 2 men out. And Joe Moore, with 1 hit and 4 times at bat, left fielder and a left-hand hitter for the Giants, is up. Yelling for Moore to park one in the stands out there. Here's the pitch. He hits one on the ground at Rossetti. Toss to Rossetti, forcing Davis at second for the 3rd out. And this ball game is over. The final score. The Yankees, American League champions, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. The Giants, National League champions, 1 run, 11 hits,